Yo, yo, what's up, guys? Oh, yo, I had one of the hardest days at work today. I ain't even gonna lie, yo. That shit was fucking crazy. Like the last 5 hours of the day was just total fucking mayhem, chaos, tragedy, destruction. It's like, I'm getting kind of morbid, but that shit was rough. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy just to be home. My fucking hands hurt, my back hurt, my feet hurt. I got this one muscle in my leg. I didn't even know I had a muscle right there. That shit hurt. I had to stop by and get me a motherfucking beer. Y'all don't ever see me drink beer, yo. I needed that shit today. Relaxation. All right. So I'm gonna get back on this underpainting and see if I can get that background blocked in and work on her one hand. This hand right here still needs a little bit of paint on it. I'll try to get to that in a minute. I'm just gonna chill for a second. I could put some music on. Since there's only one person watching my stream, I give the viewer the option of your listening pleasure. So would you like to hear some music, or we can listen to an educational lecture or a documentary? Huh? Yeah, you want some education or music? Music is good. It's good. I like music. But education, we can be informed. I don't know if it's me or if this beer is extra good. Damn. No suggestions? No? Oh, well, let me pull up my YouTube and scroll through my history and see what's there. See if I can find something that stands out.
Connected to iPhone. Connected to Galaxy Tab A2016.
Yo.
Western languages, okay, and Western culture. This is our Kemetic way of life class, right? Okay. Now let's get back to some fundamentals, right? Okay. The word that we use for, to express the entirety of man is, right? Look at me. Spiritual science. Right? I mean, if you want to make your study of spirituality scientific, you must start off with a very clear nomenclature, a very precise labeling system. A lot of understand spirituality comes from the fact that their exposure to the spiritual literature was accomplished through imprecise language. For a number of reasons. One is that a lot of the literature out there, the people who wrote it, didn't.
We're listening to the author of Metu Neter. His name is Ra'u Nefer Amen. And he's talking about the anatomy of being. He starts off by saying, if we're going to have a scientific study of spirituality, we need a basis for our language and how we're going to label things. So when we speak of individuals as a whole, or you speak of yourself, you are talking about your entire being. And he breaks the different parts and different components of the being down into what we actually are, and how they relate one to the other, and what that means for us individually as a consciousness, you know. So the anatomy of being by Ra'u Nefer Amen. Very, very smart brother.
Experience the spiritual things that we're speaking about. So they use, so they just confuse terms, but they didn't know what we're talking about. There were people who read other people's works, who read other people's work, it's a borrowing, and without the understanding of the reality that the words were aiming at. Another problem comes from the translation into Western languages, and Western culture. Well, that wasn't their thing. Spirituality was not their thing. They received this as a transmitted information, and it's not a controversial issue. It's very well established historically. Thing is that a lot of the main historical books have been suppressed. You understand that? But if you go to the sources, book by Strabo and book by Diodorus Siculus and Herodotus and Epicurus and all of these original Greek authors, they'll tell you in a minute that they got their stuff from the ancient Egyptians and from the Babylonians and things of that nature. It's another story that I need to get into right now. The point that I want to make to you is that there's this imprecision of language. You with me? So when I want to refer to the totality of who I am, what I am, and so forth, I use the word being. I don't say myself, I say my being. You with me? And when you want to refer to gods, the word for God that will be synonymous with being in the Kemetic tradition is Ned, Cher. So this will be the word that describes, that represents God's being, Ned Cher. Ned is Lord, right? Is off, and Cher is all. The Lord of all. Okay? This is important because some of you read, other books and besides my books and things of that nature. And almost all the authors use the word neter for God. The Kemetic word neter for God. And of course the Kemetic word neter gives us the Latin word natura, nature, and it gives us the word also neutral. It's a connection there. Supreme Being will be neutral in the sense that it is not male or female. You understand that? And there is a duality underlying all manifestation. Okay, there's a duality underlying all manifestation. So being, and that's because being is dual. And everything is dual, and Western scientists are wasting billions of dollars, or they might even waste trillions of dollars looking for the unipolar entity, a one-pole entity. If it exists and has form, well, it has one side and another side. Anyhow. But so Nebuchadnezzar has two divisions. One is non-material, non-energy. It's a non-matter energy, or shall we say it's devoid of energy, right? And this corresponds to that aspect of being which is consciousness, will. And it is what we will call the self, meaning consciousness, right? You're conscious, right? Your consciousness itself. Okay, your consciousness that is in a form. Right? And there's this physical body that you're in, but there are other bodies that you're in as well. All right? That's an assumption for many of you right now, and so on. But consciousness being awareness, it is that which is aware. It is that which understands. It is that which knows, right? Okay? I mean, logically speaking, if there's no consciousness, there could be no knowledge. If there's no consciousness, there could be no, because knowledge is a function of perception. Right? Right? There's perception without recognition. When perception takes place with recognition, there's what? Knowledge. Right? And when this knowledge takes place on an underlying level, just not the surface, but on the underlying principles, then it's understanding. Understanding. You're standing from a point of view where you can no longer thinking superficial.
Wait. Just so y'all know, man, this shit is being documented. I got motherfucking 3 haters at one time. Boy, I am the fucking shit. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Because, honestly, I try to tell motherfuckers, people be hating on me for no reason. Nobody believe that shit, though. But this is facts. This is documented facts. Right here. Out the blue. Just mad haters for no reason, yo. That is cool as shit, yo. I'm happy I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and making some people upset because they ain't got no fucking talent. That is the fucking shit, dude. That is what is up, yo. I swear, yo. DW, motherfucking, and Tristan. And what's the other dude name? That's what's up, guys. Thanks for hating on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause bums don't get hated on. You know what I'm saying? You see a bum on the street, a homeless man with a sign, you don't go up and be like, look at you, bum, you bummy ass bum. You don't hate on bums because he ain't doing shit. He ain't got shit to offer. You know what I'm saying? He down on his luck, so you don't hate on bums. You hate on people who doing shit. So when motherfuckers hate, it just lets me know I'm obviously doing something right. I ain't even pick up a fucking brush yet, a touch of motherfucking painting. I just sitting here. That's what's good, yo. That's what's good, yo. I like that. And I'm ugly, G. Are you crazy? Look at this smile, look. You crazy. Yo, if your girl, hey, tell your girl to come in the room, yo, and tell her to look at my smile. Tell my, and you're ugly. Nigga, I'm 36. I look like I'm 22. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. I'm 36 years old, man. Get out of here, man. Oh, damn. And you're ugly. Oh, God. Ah, damn. You guys are cool as shit, though. That's what's up. You guys are awesome. Appreciate that. Cause you know what I'm saying? Hate is actually love in reverse, and love is the strongest energy there is. So you love me, you just don't realize you love me. You hate good shit. You know what I'm saying? You hate beautiful shit. You ain't got to hate beautiful shit because you're not beautiful and because you can't produce beautiful shit. You really love beautiful shit and you admire it. But you don't know how to express it in the right way. So instead of saying, hey, Travis, I think you are a highly educated black man with an extremely elegant talent to produce magnificent portraits and oil paintings. That's what you want to say. But since you can't really express yourself properly, it comes out like, yo, nigga, your art is whack. uh, yeah. I'm not exactly sure what that means, yeah. Not exactly. No, I'm the Black Travis Barker. Maybe. Travis Barker. Get a drummer song. Y'all boys is crazy. I shoot people for $20. Nah. I shoot people for free. Volunteer work. You know what I'm saying? It's charity. Charity work. I get it charity, yo. Do I bang snus? You guys are using some terminology I'm not quite familiar with. What's my body count? I don't understand that terminology. I don't understand that terminology. Oh, I'm from a small town called Fresh Off a Nigga Ass. And some of these motherfuckers is making me homesick. Making me homesick. I'm gonna bust out a piece of art just cause motherfuckers say my shit whack. But they watching me. So actually, at this very moment, I am the most entertaining thing you can find to watch. And that's you. That's personally you. Ain't nobody making you watch this shit. Ain't nobody got no gun to your head. This ain't no Saw Part 17 or none of that shit like that. This ain't no game or nothing. You just, of your own free will, you sitting at home watching me. And actually have the energy to pick up your controller and text all these fucking messages. Boston, Mass. Ain't that where the lollipops are from? What was that lollipop commercial? Don't forget to say Boston, Mass. Oh man, this shit right here is so whack, yo. This painting. Damn, yo, this shit whack as fuck, yo. Look how whack that is. Look at those sloppy details. That shit corny as fuck, right? This shit right here, and this shit right here extra corny. Cause ain't no details. That shit just look plain. That shit look all bland and shit. It ain't like somebody put 1,000 little brush strokes in there. like 1,001 maybe, 1,001 little brush strokes. It's not like somebody sat down and took all their time and did that and made that shit look like that. Damn, that shit look like real fabric. Not a million brush strokes. Damn, what they say? A picture worth 1,000 words. That shit whack though, man. This nigga can't paint. This nigga can't paint. He not no artiste. Cause them dreads don't even look real. Look how fake them dreads look. That shit look flat. That shit don't even look 3-dimensional. That shit don't look like it popping off the canvas. Damn. Why I'm even showing this shit? I should just stay off of YouTube. Honestly. I should just stay my black ass off of YouTube. They say you paint yourself too much. I say, nigga, if you was as handsome as me and you had the artistic ability like I did, you'll paint yourself a lot too. Just chilling, you know, with famous people. See, y'all ain't in the know because y'all ain't artists and stuff. But if you was in the circle, like I was in the circle, you'll know this dude right here is famous as fuck. And guess who's standing right next to him? Your boy. And what we doing? We conversating about some secret, in-depth project that y'all don't even know about. It's a secret. We was just talking about some cool shit. Oh, look at his paintings. That shit awesome, ain't it? I painted a painting of my favorite painter while he's standing in front of his painting and me, and somebody took a picture of us standing in front of his painting, and then I painted that. Man, get the fuck out of here. That shit don't even look real, though. And look how fake them glasses look. That shit don't even look shiny or reflective at all. Look at the wrinkles in the shirt. That shit ain't lifelike. Them wrinkles ain't lifelike. You know what I'm saying? His jewelry not sparkling. His jewelry not shining. That bracelet ain't got diamonds in it. Two intelligent black men ain't having a decent conversation without guns and cursing. Y'all don't see stuff like this every day. You boring cunt, but you're here long enough to make comment after comment. So if you're bored, then you're boring. I'm not bored, so I'm not boring. I'm enjoying myself. This dude is sitting watching me saying I'm boring. What the fuck are you watching? I mean, never mind. Oh my god, never mind, dude. Do you even... My painting's so big, I gotta swing it around like an 18-wheeler, make a wide turn with that shit. I could show y'all some more stuff for days and days, but I'm gonna just work on this. Mr. Jesus, with a name like that, you have issues, honestly. Jesus. I stand in the mirror for 45 minutes at a time too, sometimes, just contemplating my inner self. Where the white people at, nigger? Yeah, I'm gay. Tell that to my big booty girlfriend. So, there. Oh man, it was fun. Bye guys. Let me get back to what I was doing. Oh, I was happy to entertain you guys for a minute. And not a bunch of strange weirdos. Dang it. Come here all talking about near this and near that. No, they bored. Bunch of kids out on summer break ain't got shit to do. Now they're gonna go get on Call of Duty and troll some people in a video game or something. Bored out of their fucking minds. I was wondering why it was a little dim. A little dim. What I was doing was grabbing that black paint. Getting back to the lecture.
They're grasping the underlying principles. So, consciousness is that which knows, right?
You missed a little bit.
There is no consciousness.
Let's go back.
Of who I am, what I am, and so forth. I use the word being. I don't say myself, I say my being. You with me? And when you want to refer to gods, the word for God that will be synonymous with being in the Kemetic tradition is Neb, Chair. So this will be the word that describes, that represents God's being, Neb Chair. Neb is Lord, right?
I got paint on everything.
Is off, and Chair is all, the Lord of all. Okay? This is important because some of you read, other books and besides my books and things of that nature, and almost all the authors use the word neter for God. The Kemetic word neter for God. And of course the Kemetic word neter gives us the Latin word natura, nature, and it gives us the word also neutral. It's a connection there. Supreme Being would be neutral in the sense that it is not male or female. And there is a duality underlying all manifestation.
Gillis.
Okay, there's a duality underlying all manifestation. So being, and that's because being is dual. And everything is dual, and Western scientists are wasting billions of dollars, or perhaps they might even waste trillions of dollars looking for the unipolar entity, a one-pole entity. If it exists and has form,
what's good, bro?
Well, it has one side and another side. Anyhow. But so Nevershare has two divisions. One is non-material, non-energy. It's a non-matter energy, or shall we say this, devoid of energy, right? And this corresponds to that aspect of being which is consciousness, will. And it is what we will call the self, meaning consciousness, right? You're conscious, right? Your consciousness itself. Okay, your consciousness that is in a form.
Listen up.
Right? And there's this physical body that you're in, but there are other bodies that you're in as well. All right? That's an assumption for many of you right now, and so on. But consciousness being awareness, it is that which is aware. It is that which understands. It is that which knows, right? Okay? I mean, logically speaking, if there's no consciousness, there could be no knowledge. If there's no consciousness, there could be no, because knowledge is a function of perception. Right? Right? There's perception without recognition. When perception takes place with recognition, there's what? Knowledge. Right? And when this knowledge takes place on an underlying level, just not the surface, but on the underlying principles, then it's understanding. Understanding. You're standing from a point of view where you're no longer thinking superficially. You're grasping the underlying principles. So, consciousness is that which knows, right? Where there's no consciousness, there can be no knowledge, right? It is that which knows, that which understands, okay, that which wills, right? That which is aware. Is that clear to you? And consciousness can recognize that it is conscious. Are you conscious? You recognize the fact that you're conscious? I'm not talking down to you. I just want you to, you've been trained to think a certain way, to approach knowledge a certain way. You know, like from books and definitions. I want for you to do this empirically. Because you will find that a major aspect of spirituality is for you to experience what we call pure consciousness. To experience the fact that you are not conscious, but consciousness itself. So, do you recognize that you're conscious? The recognition of consciousness is identity.
You know, trolls ain't got nothing else better to do. That's what trolls do. You know? Those kind of people, and we know them, we just don't know that they're trolls because they hide that shit in person for the most part. And they come home and hop on their internet and they feel free because nobody can see who they are. And they can say what they really want to say, but they know if they say it in public or in their everyday lives, somebody's gonna fucking punch them in the face. And so they gotta wait till they get home and be like an internet troll. It's weird. I understand those people. It's kind of sad, but it's not sad. They're just bored, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, boredom provokes people to do weird shit. And that's American culture, yo. It's fucking weird as shit, yo. Like, I seen this one experiment on boredom and what the human mind will attempt to do not to be fucking bored. So they took this guy and they put him in a room by himself with a chair and a table, and on the table was a device which, if you press the button on the device, it would shock you. And he knows this. He knows it will shock him. And he sits in the room by himself with this shock device for like 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, without anyone to talk to, no TVs, no cell phones, nothing to read, no form of communication. He's so fucking bored in 10 minutes. that he fucking presses this button and shocks himself like, just to break the fucking boredom. 5 minutes later, he does it again, you know? And the dude comes in there, he was like, why did you know, they're recording this shit. They was like, so we watched you. Why did you do that? He was like, I don't know. I was bored. Did it hurt? He was like, yeah, it kind of hurt. So you just rather inflict pain upon yourself not to be bored. So trolls are like extremely bored people with highly motherfucking aggressive personalities and a bunch of little secrets in their closet. And so the only way they can get some of their frustration out when they're sitting at home bored is to hop online and just automatically verbally attack people for no reason, saying some of the dumbest shit, which makes no fucking sense. Because like you say, no one is forcing you to watch this. So on your own free will, you're watching something and then choose to comment negatively about it when you can just changing the channel would be easier than typing in a 10 word comment, you know. But hey, it is what it is. I like it though. I don't know. I like it. I like when people do that. Because it lets you know that there is more of them and a lot less of us. A lot less of us. That's the only problem, is they outnumber us. But hey, that shit is gonna change if I got anything to do with it. Start a no trolling campaign. It is what it is. Just painting some gray, you know, basically it's just gray, you know, one color. Got 50 shades. Yeah. Can I name them? I doubt it. Am I gonna try? Probably not. You know, 50 shades. 50 shades of gray. Got this gray. You got that gray. You got those grays. You got them grays. You got some gray. And you got others that are gray. They're all different. This is actually going to be silver. I have some gold paint. I'm not sure if I have silver paint, but if I don't, I'm definitely going to get some. Whoever did this graffiti tag, it's like they did this purple tag, and inside of the purple loops, they painted it all silver. And then on the outside of the loops, it's just white with some red writing on it. You can't hardly tell the difference in the. You can kind of see like inside the purple is a silver color. I'm definitely gonna get some silver paint. Like I said, I doubt if I have any. Or silver ink. I can get some silver ink and call it mixed media. Go ahead with your fancy self. With my mixed medium painting. I use oil paints, pastels, ink, watercolor, crayon, marker, charcoal, Like, bitch, calm the fuck down. What are you doing here? There's a painting. Making a fucking collage with this shit. All that goddamn shit. Choose something, man. Stick with the fucking struggle, man. One struggle, man.
When you recognize that you're conscious, you are identifying yourself with this consciousness. Correct? And if you cease to be conscious, you will cease to be, correct? Even though you have a body there. You will cease to be if you cease to be conscious. Meaning, if you are conscious, you know. If you're not conscious, you don't know. You don't understand. You don't recognize. Is that clear to you? So therefore, the word self involves identity. What represents the I? So within being, that which says I is consciousness, which we're saying is non-material, non-energy. And of course that's an assumption right now. That's a preposition to you. But it's something that you have to come to realize. That's part of the spiritual work. Stripped from all its mumbo-jumbo. Now let's be very logical, right? If I say that
I should have just left the damn thing alone. No, I got to touch.
If one aspect is non-material, non-energy, the other half has to be an energy, right? Correct? An energy matter entity, right? We know this energy matter, that part of being is energy matter, we know that for sure. And one of the biggest mistakes, one of the biggest blunder in the history of the world that has totally messed up the world is the imputing of consciousness to energy, to the energy matter part of being. When we talk about, when we say the conscious mind, for example, mind is what? That which manifests thoughts, images, sounds in your head, whatever, right? Energy matter, mind is energy matter. Mind is not conscious. You are conscious of what's going on in the mind, right? There's no little mind inside a computer giving you the answers that you're asking for, right? You have a database. I want to know all the people who live in Flatbush Avenue in Fenimore. There's not a little man inside there saying, well, let me see, and puts up on the screen. Energy matter has this property that within its own symbol system or architecture, whatever, can manifest effects without, of course, being a living thing or conscious or whatever. Is that clear to you? Huh? So, the will, consciousness will, being is dualized into non-matter, non-energy, and energy matter, correct? This non-material, non-energy is divided into consciousness, will as well. You see another dualization inside here, right? Huh? Her? Consciousness is the receptive aspect of the self, and will is the active aspect of the self, right? This dualization in terms of, active on and inactive, receptive or initiating or whatever, is what the Chinese call yin and yang. the logician has such understanding, of course, and they call it Shu and Tefnut. So the principal duality is held in the doctrine of Shu and Tefnut. Shu will be the positive, correspond to the Chinese yang. Tefnut will be the negative, correspond to the Chinese yin. Tefnut is receptive, Shu is outgoing. The active, the quote passive, right? So when you go to Egyptian books and you read that Shu is the air god and Tefnut is a water god, laugh. Have a good laugh. Air versus water and earth are nothing else but metaphors used to capture the nature of the principle of duality. Air will rise and fill up this room. Water will, fall down. Passive, take, you know what I'm saying? And so on. So Tefnut is not water or moisture, and Shu is not air or fire. Air and fire versus water and earth are nothing else but, metaphors to help you understand the principle of dualization. Contrasting, The telegraph down the road. When the Europeans speak of the many gods of ancient Egypt, no, there are different conceptualizations of divinity. See that? Ptah is not a god. Ptah is a conceptualization. The way the Supreme Being was conceptualized in one of the, university temples at Meneptah. Is that clear to you? As opposed to at Anu, the Supreme Being is conceptualized, you see, as Osir and Ra. Is that clear to you? So in the history of Kemet, there were different universities that, in a society that is some 4,000-5,000 years of age, different concepts developed. Like in the Western world, we have the physics of Sir Isaac Newton, which explained a lot of things and made a lot of physics and scientific accomplishment possible. And then comes Einstein with an entirely different science that cannot be, integrated and reconciled with Newtonian physics, and should have destroyed Newtonian physics, but it didn't. So here we have two physics that are very, opposite to each other, contradictory, and should refute one another, existing side by side, because they're different conceptualizations. There's not an Einstein universe or a Newton universe. There are different conceptualizations, different symbolic sets that leads the understanding to that reality, different ways of manipulating, symbols to manipulate reality. So that in Kemet, you see, when I speak about Osir and Ra, and I speak about Ptah, and so forth, I'm using different conceptual models. And people think the model is the thing itself. Oh, they worship many gods. Heck no. They have different conceptual models for understanding God. Sign of a fertile mind, a culture with fertility, creativity. Huh? It's energy matter and non-energy matter. On one side is energy matter, on the other side is non-energy matter. Right? So this energy matter is unconscious, okay? And it is the not self. Okay? Energy matter is what we would call spirit. So you say, for example, in the Hebrew Bible, right? It's a very interesting thing. gotta read carefully and go back and meditate on what you read. It says in the creation story, right? And the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. You remember that? Y'all remember that, right? You lie. You never read the Bible. Come on now. It's all right if you didn't read the Bible.
It's okay if you never read the Bible.
And the Spirit of God hovered over the waters of the deep. Well, it didn't say that God was a spirit. It said the Spirit of God. It's expressing a duality. Here is God and here is the Spirit. It is not God that's hovering over the water, it is God's Spirit, the Ruach. Ruach Elohim hovers over Tohu and Bohu. Hey? Is that good to you? In the Kemetic system, this spirit, we call it Ra. And the self, the consciousness, we call it, before it manifests itself in the world, it is called Atum. But Atum is what we call an adjective noun. An adjective noun, meaning it is the name that we give to something, but that name is really descriptive of the attributes and qualities of the thing. Let me give you an example. For example, let's say that Camille, right? Let's say that you have mastered the magic of invisibility. You've made yourself invisible and can't bring yourself back. That's a problem, but it has its perks. Right? And you do wonderful things. You go around the world as a super heroine, a shiro. Right? You're doing all these great things and so forth. So we refer to her as the invisible. You know what I'm saying? They call her invisible. So that her attribute has become her name. She's the only one that has that attribute. Ilwana. Okay? So when we say invisible is here. So invisible, what's the noun now? It's a proper name. But it's really an adjective that describes an attribute, correct? So Atum is not a god, eh? Atum is nothing else but an adjective that, okay? It is an adjective, it's the word that we would use to indicate a reality that is imponderable and irreducible. Something that cannot be multiplied. When we can conceive, right, the idea of something that cannot be multiplied, cannot be divided. You can't add to it, you can't subtract to it. It is complete, perfect, one way. It is
Raw, what up? I'm listening to the author of the Meta. Oh shit. Ra Amen. So the guy we're listening to wrote this book. Nefer Amen. And he's giving a very, very light talk over of some of the earlier points throughout this book. Thanks, Kevin. Puff on them beats. Do I own a Tamagotchi? Tamagotchi? Tamagotchi. I don't know what that is. Is that one of those little digital pets, or is that the the uh the AI tanks from Ghost in the Shell? What are they called? Tamagotchis? I don't know. I'm high and I've been drinking. Oh, this dude is the truth, yo. This lecture right here is called um The Anatomy of Being. What is your being? The anatomy of yourself. What makes up you? And he goes through, your consciousness and your mind, your spirit, your physical body, and the separation and the connection to all the different parts of your being. I said, this dude is raw, yo. And the book, yo, this book is the shit, yo. The Metal Netcher. I haven't finished reading it yet. I'm on page, wow, an even number, 130. I gotta get back on my summer reading. I have this old ass Bible, and it has the Old Testament, the New Testament, and then it has this section called Books of the Apocrypha. Never heard of that shit. So I really wanted to read that this summer and go through a couple of those books in the Bible that I've never heard of. But I've been reading this off and on, and Blueprint for Black Power by Dr. Amos Wilson. Been reading that off and on. But I don't know. The past couple months, I really just been trying to pump out as many paintings as I can. I actually have been neglecting my reading. I noticed over the years I'm reading less and less. I don't feel like I know everything, but it feels like, I don't know. Like I haven't been making time to read. I really should. Damn, now that I think about it, I probably haven't read in a couple weeks. Wow. But I did South Carolina for a few weeks and had to take care of some stuff. That's not a good enough excuse. Oh boy. Education never ends, guys. Man, oh man. So I'm gonna see if I can just fill her hand in. And that's actually a lighter she's holding right there. See if I can get that in there real quick. What time is it? It is, it's almost 8. Yeah, about time for me to wrap up. I normally try to wrap up around 8:30 maybe on a work night. I did 12 hours today of a rough ass shift. And I got one more shift to go tomorrow. You know that brown bag in here, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I had a hard day today, bro. No lie, dude. Had to go get a drink, yo. Word up, bro. You don't really hardly ever see me drinking. I'll drink socially. That ain't no problem. Me and a couple guys, y'all want to hang out at the bar or something, chill. But normally by myself, I just, partake in my vegetation. But this is vegetation too. This is like old moldy hop water. You just, put some hops and some barley, a little bit of yeah, Akala is the truth, yo. I haven't heard anything recently, and oh man, my internet might go out. Internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast, bro. My stream about to end. But yeah, I might have to listen. So I haven't heard anything he said this year. You know what I'm saying? If he's talking about current issues, I'll definitely want to check that out because he's too intelligent for people to come at him any old kind of way. The brother is fucking on it. If he gonna speak on a subject, he gonna speak on a subject, and he know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't scared to give it to you with the hard punch. You know what I'm saying? He don't sugarcoat. I mean, he speaks very eloquently, so he doesn't have to use profanity, a lot of slang terms and stuff like that. He can use just proper English and still bust you in the head with that knowledge, though. That's what I like about him, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he still got that little gangster twinge to his ass, got that little swag to him, yo. And like I first heard him rapping, yo, before I heard any of his lectures. Somebody put me up on him back in the day, yo. He was like, yo, gotta listen to this dude, yo. I forgot what verse he was spitting, but I was like, yo, and then he got that British accent. I was like, this dude is killing it, yo, because I was on that British shit for a minute, yo, like Tiny Temper and Dizzy Rascal, and there was another dude back in the day, some British dude spitting some shit. So I was trying to keep an ear to the ground on the British scene, on they flows and shit. Then somebody was like, oh, check this dude out. I was like, word? Oh my god. Dude went in, yo. He was the shit. Alright, let me work on his hand for a minute.
Immutable, unalterable. It's okay to you? And he said, well, gee, if something exists, you should be able to feel it, touch it, act on it. So what we say, but it is, cannot be altered, cannot be touched, felt. And there's no energy matter in it. You see that? That's what the meaning of the word atum. Greek young man went to Egypt to study. And he went to the temple of Anu and received his teaching. And he ran back to Greece. And it says that underlying all things is the atom. And the Greek says, well, what's the atom? Well, it's something that cannot be reduced, cannot be divided, because it's the primordial nature of all things. Explain this further. He says, well, if you can, take a particle like a drop of water or a grain of sand and split it, and split it and split it, you will get to cannot be further split anymore. So what Democritus did was to explain to the Greeks a material version of the concept of atom, because it could not, you know what I'm saying? It could not, when he got to the point where he's standing at the abyss of non-materiality, he said, well, it cannot exist. The Hebrew Kabbalists have a phenomenal name for atum. They call it Ein. You heard of Ein Sof? Huh? Well, Ein corresponds to atum and Sof corresponds to, the energy matter side of things. Right? And the light that is generated from Sof or, is Ra. Ra has a dash over, so it's really Ra, R-A-U, and that's where the Latin people got their word or for light, and aurum for gold. Aura, and so forth. Okay? And the crooks, they change it to a re, so that you don't see the connection. They change Ra to a re. The sun god. It's not the sun god. The sun is Aten, right? Aten, that's the Egyptian name for the sun. Or the T becomes a D, And it's really Adon, or Adonai, the Lord. And so the one Son says there's only one Adonai, but that's what some people worship, the one Son. Now, so Atum is a adjective noun. The invisible. What's your real name? So Atum in the scripture says, my name is Osiris. See that? In our cosmology, the name of the self, the consciousness that says, I am God, says, my name is Osiris. In the Anu tradition, in the Anu cosmology, in other words, there were different colleges. And the colleges, of course, were all religious colleges, right? Here we have Marymount, or Xavier, or St. So-and-so University, right? Right? Well, all the universities in Canada were spiritual, were religious, because we could never separate, education from religion. We would never conceive of separating the state from religion, because the king just seemed the figurehead to God. That's all he was. So were the queens. So in the College of Anu, ANNU, okay? One of the most powerful universities. That would be like the Oxford in England and, what's the baddest school here? Yale or Harvard or Columbia, right? Okay? The Patah University would have been like City College. In other words, the different schools that had the real deal, you follow what I'm saying? You really want to get your PhD in spirituality, you go to Anu. Right? I'm a scribe of Anu. That's like I'm a Yale man. Like I go to Oxford University. Okay to you? I want you to put it in perspective. I want you to begin to feel campus. Alright? Can't get it out of books. I'm going to get it from someone who remembers that life back then, right? So, the name that in the cosmogony of Anu, that Atum, another name for the self, well, let's take that right now. Osiris is the name. It says, my name is Osiris in the book of the transformations of Ra and of overcoming evil. Obet, right? The Supreme says, my name is Osiris. You see that? And my name is a word of power. These are the foundations of the Kemetic tradition. Your name ought to be a word of power. If the name is not a word of power, you're missing some power points. Play those Pac-Man games where you have to get power to play the game to succeed, right? So in Kemetic, tradition, we always trying to accumulate power. If you're impotent, that's a bad thing, right? Not good to be impotent in a world where power is everything. Because this is where you live. So, the unmanifested aspect of God's self is called Osiris, right? Okay? And the manifested aspect of God is called Osir. We drop the ES at the end, right? To distinguish the unmanifested, before God manifests himself, before God creates the world, it calls itself Osiris. And when the self of man comes to dwell in God's spirit, in man's spirit, it's called Osir. So Osir is God's self. Not God. God's self. Right? Because God also has a body, correct? God's self dwelling in man is called Osir. So the two major traditions in Kemet, is the teachings of God's self, which is the doctrines of Osir, and the doctrine of Ra. And they were elaborated at the University Temple complex of Anu. You with me? A lot of Egyptologists jumble up the different teachings. You with me? Okay? When you study Kemet, you got to study the different dynasties, the different periods. You find, like in the 18th dynasty, for example, in the temple complex of Amen, they tried to amalgamate everything into one doctrine. The teachings of Ptah school, the teachings of the Anu school, and so on. Clear to you? This circle is you. Within the circle is a smaller circle. We call it yourself. Your vehicle. Correct? So yourself has no energy, no matter. Correct? It is consciousness, it is will. So this little circle corresponds to that which in your being answers for I. That which is consciousness itself, that which wills, that which understands, that which knows, that which recognizes. Fair? And because it has no energy and matter, it has to dwell in a vehicle that provides energy and matter for it. You see that? So this vehicle is your spirit. And we use the word spirit as a catchword for what we call the divine spirit, DS, the mind, and the animating or animal spirit, and the physical body, right? So this vehicle is spirit, right? But it is a composite. Made up of divine spirit, spirit of mind, an animating or animal spirit, and the physical body. Because consciousness will attune, right? Attune describes what it is, right? That which is conscious as you right now has no energy and no matter. That's why when you say, I am going to stop doing so and so, it doesn't happen right away. Because that which says, I am going to stop doing this, doesn't have the energy to stop it. Right? And this I is constantly struggling with the energy matter part of being, isn't it? It's trying to control it. Life is the first part of life, which goes on for several incarnations, several lifetimes. It's this I trying to program, to gain control, to master this vehicle of energy and matter. I don't know why I get angry and upset. I don't know why I'm afraid. I don't like the way, I don't like my person, I don't like this about, you say me, but you use the wrong language. It's it. You're trying to control it. Because it is not you. Alright? Guy comes home, finds his mate in bed, loses it, kills the person, temper insanity. I didn't do it. Your Honor, next thing I knew, man, it's like all the blood of the place was not in. I don't know what happened. If you said that I hit her over the head with a chandelier or whatever, I guess I must have did it, but I have no recollection of it. So people come to recognize, you see that, the difference between the self and the antimatter vehicle. And using an imprecise language, a language that transfers the qualities of the not self, meaning the spirit, to the self, can keep you struggling with the spirit for thousands of years, tens of incarnations, just by mislabeling. They call hydrogen sulfur and oxygen copper, right? And give the qualities of copper to hydrogen and so forth, and you will never get your chemistry together. I don't care how long you work at it. That's what's been happening. That's why you're finally here. After so many incarnations, you finally got to the place where we can set, because you see, the work has to begin by putting the mind in order. This is, they said that it's a battle of the minds. You gotta understand that. It's a battle of the minds. You know, when the Egyptian person, you see, went through the judgment at initiation and after death. In life, through initiation, and in death at the final judgment, you see, it was the words that were judged. You see that? And when you pass your initiation, when you pass on to become a God woman or God man, you're called a Maheru. Maheru. Through a word. Meaning that the words you speak about who you are and what kind of being you are and what is going on in your life and in the world are true words. If every thought that you had was correct concerning your nature and the world, your words will produce magical effects in the world. That's the foundation. You hear what I'm saying? I'm going to say it again. Because I know some of you are waiting for me to give you some special mantra and special herbs and roots and whatever to acquire magical powers. If every word that you use to explain who you are and what God is and your relation to God and what the world is and what's going on, what's happening here in this marriage, if every word that you use is correct, represents the truth, then your words will have magical power.
It's hot as fuck in my studio.
There's no such thing as words of power.
God damn.
That's a Western concatenation.
Boy.
There's the empowerment of your words. Actually, all your words have power. If I were to wire you up right now to EEG and EKG machines and, you know, to track all your vital signs, right? And I call up the name.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by and chilling with me for a little while. Like I say, dude, I got one more day of work tomorrow. So I need to shut down the stream, go chill with my family for a minute, eat some dinner, go to bed, get ready for another day on the plantation. I still got the baseball games going on in the back.
Curve, right, grass, and so on. That's it here. You understand that?
Always get them brushes clean, yo.
So,
Don't forget to clean your brushes.
this circle represents your being, right? Okay? This blue circle is the I, the self. You must know you are composed of an energy matter, which is not self. I know, but you are that which is devoid of energy matter. That
Yo,
which is
peace, bro.
I. And you stop here. I am.
Yeah, that Dizzy Rascal, man.
I say, is it you? He says yes. It's
I'll probably finish my my cigarette
That
because I roll my own cigarettes.
the statements and answer.
Finish my cigarette before I go downstairs.
And matter,
So
right?
I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow night, but
Spiritually correct.
I was thinking about coming up with a debate stream. Just, you know, a random topic that we can all agree on. Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, just call DW. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
I am hungry. Is that spiritually correct? The censor heard you today, didn't you?
How can a cow save a sea turtle?
One day, a cow was walking and saw
Yo,
a sad
bad
sea
man.
turtle. All the sand is
Why
gone.
you gotta be
cow
bad
got
all
a
the
scuba
time,
outfit
man?
and got all the sand
all the
back
time,
up to
bro.
make the turtle's new home.
You worse than Dennis the Menace.
Stonyfield Kids is excited to sponsor SAFE, saving animals from extinction.
Of the night. Oh shit.
Let's get dangerous. The master of surprise. Who's that coming on the high? Shadow in the skies. Nobody knows for sure. Bad guys are out of luck. Here comes Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call me Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck.
Come on, Gizmo. Let's go solve the crime. Man, get the fuck out of here. We had the best motherfucking cartoons, yo. The best cartoons.
Welcome to a land that's way up or down under. The sky's always yellow, rain or shine.
Come to Tasmania, come to Tasmania.
Toffee meets Terry, they start to spin like a Tasmanian devil and his closest kin.
Come to Tasmania, come to Tasmania.
Mom's alive, why I Daphne but not alone. Molly's all fired up while Jake plays with the dog.
Down in Tasmania, come to Tasmania.
Didgeridingo and Wendell T. Wolf. Francis.
Y'all don't know about motherfucking Taz. Y'all don't know about Taz.
Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share. Before us they sing out in chorus, marching along.
This motherfucker got me listening to 80s cartoon theme songs.
Their song fills the air, gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. Hiding ritual that we all prepare, they are the gummy bears. Magic and mystery are part of their history, along with the secret of gummy bear retreats. The legend is growing, they take pride in knowing, fight for what's right in whatever they do.
80s, baby.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Nights are a mist.